Good day everyone. Well, today we will going to discuss the heavy to light system, exercise order system, priority system, and the super setting system. But before that, let me introduce myself first. By the way, I'm Krishna Liet Daniel from 2 BCS FSM. And now, to formally started the discussion, let me introduce to you my group mates coming from Group 3. So, let's begin. To represent the heavy to light system, we have De Castro Brancail C. To present the exercise order system, we have yours truly, Krishna Liet Daniel. And to present the priority system, we have Discipolo Rona B. And to present the super setting system, we have Iscoton Welben John and Mr. De Vera John Miko.
Good day everyone. So today I'm going to discuss to you the heavy light training. So what is heavy light training? Heavy light training is called as an intensive, extensive, or a high-low training split. It basis works out on the neurological demand of training. This training, it places the highest demand work on the non-consecutive days. So, the heavy or extensive days are when you do exercise that are more demanding on the central nervous system. For lifting, this can mean that the work is greater in proximity, has greater explosive demands, or require max strength. To the light training or extensive training, days are based on a higher volume of less weight. To keep the workout challenging without such extreme neural demands, this will mean creating more metabolic stress within the muscles. So, heavy light training also has benefits. So, the four benefits of heavy to light training is one, to get stronger and look better at the same time. So, this programming allows you to train muscles and movement pattern more frequently. For many lifter, these results is improved techniques and as a result faster gain in strength compared to training a muscle or movement pattern once per week. So, you also get the bonus of consistency. Organizing workouts in a way that keeps you from digging yourself into a recovery hole will allow you to keep training and keep challenging the body without burning out. You can get change your body composition or gain strength without consistent effort, and that's what this type of training guarantees.
So the second benefits of this training is you will feel good and stay fresh from workout to workout. The reason of this type of program works is because of its varying neurological demands, which keeps system stress in check. You'll be able to squat, deadlift, etc. more often, but you must vary the loading and volume to prevent excess fatigue. To understand it better, you'll need to know a couple things about the nervous system. Let's cover that. Your nervous system has two parts. The first one is the central nervous system, which is the CNS, composed of the brain and the spinal cord. The second one is the peripheral nervous system, which is the PNS, all the remaining nerves and ganglia outside of the brain and spinal cord. So motor units consist of one motor neuron and all the muscles fibers it stimulates. When a signal is sent from the nervous system, it activates the motor unit. Then all the muscles fibers innervated by the motor unit are stimulated and contract. And each motor unit consists of a bundle of muscle fiber and a motor neuron. Small fibers are in small bundles and in control of smaller. Finite movements and large muscle fibers are in the bigger bundles to generate maximum power and strength. So when you unrack a weight at least 95% of your 1 RM, your nervous system goes into overdrive, sending massive signals to your body to increase muscular recruitment. Motor neurons and virtually every other nerve in your body are constantly receiving information from the other nerves. As a result, it becomes supercharged, recruiting more muscle fibers to execute the near maximum squat along with the improving muscle fiber recruitment on subsequent exercises, making them more effective. We go to the third benefit of this training. The third benefit of this training is you improve your technique. With heavy light training, you do each movement pattern more often than most training splits. So, when it comes to maximizing your performance, the more often you do a movement correctly, the more proficient you will become. Once a movement becomes more naturally and technically precise, your strength numbers can improve, driving up work capacity, which will lead to improvements in your physique. Remember when you first start deadlifting and you had to learn the mechanics of the movement while you were deadlifting, you'd think things like don't round your back and pull the slack out of the bar. But with lots of repetition using good techniques, you'll get the movement down pat, reaching the state of unconscious competence in the gym allows you to narrow your focus and maximize performance. And the last benefit of this training is you gain more muscle. The more often you train a muscle, the more protein synthesis you will trigger. Protein synthesis is the fundamental biological process by which cells build their specific proteins, and your muscles grow through process. Studies have shown protein synthesis responds to resistance training and lasts about 24 to 48 hours after a workout. The more often you train a muscle will adequate recovery time, the more consistent protein synthesis will be. With heavy light training, you can actually vary the loading and train muscles on back-to-back days. You can hit heavy squats on your intensive day and follow up with high repetition squats for the following day. The result is increased protein synthesis while adding enough variation to allow muscles to recover and mitigate overuse injuries, which leads to more muscles growth and better performance in the gym. So, in this training, we have some samples. So, from Monday to Saturday, Monday, intensive compound lift. Tuesday, we have extensive back and bicep. Wednesday, intensive compound lift. Thursday, extensive chest and triceps. Friday, intensive compound lift. And for this Saturday, we have extensive leg and shoulder. So for the adjustment, for athletes, for those athletically inclined who want to beat more any speed work or specific technical work you want to add would go on the extensive days before lifting to preserve technique. You may be better to limit your training to 5 days and allow adequate recovery. So in the cardio addition, daily 30 minutes walks are as fail-safe method to burn a few extra calories and provide a low-stress cardiovascular training method. Also, you should want to add more. Keep it low volume and do it on the extensive days at least 6 hours after your lifting session. Beware through you will likely need to decrease your training volume to fit this in.
and also both from a time and recovery perspective. For the beaten up lifter, you feel free to switch out Olympic lifting variations for an additional jump or medical balls through, like a medical ball back toss. In all cases, find the lifts that best fit your body without beating the snot out of your joint.
So my topic is all about exercise order system. So what is exercise order system? It is the routine of exercise that you do in a gym. So the general guidelines for exercise order system when training all major groups in a workout are the following, which is large muscle group, multiple joint, power training or total body exercise, alternating between upper and lower body exercise or opposing exercises. So let's talk about large muscle group exercise. So it should be performed before smaller muscle group exercises. So what are the larger muscle groups? These are the trapezius, triceps, glutes, maximus, and hamstring. So what are the exercises you will going to perform to improve the larger muscles? For example, squat, pull-ups, bicep curls, deadlift, and etc. So, what exercise use large muscle groups? It is an aerobic exercise like cycling and running. So, next is the multiple joint exercises. So, what is the multiple joint exercises? So, it should be performed before single joint exercise. It also known as the exercise that directly involve more than one of your joints. So, what are the example of multiple joint muscles? Those are the hamstring, brachii, and finger flexors. So, why are multiple joint exercise effective? Because it increases the maximal strength, muscle activation, and metabolic stress. So, next is the power training or total body exercises. So, what is power training or total body exercises? It should be performed before basic strength exercises, also known as workout that aims to hit all the major muscle groups in one single session. So, in short, these exercises is for backs, legs, chest, shoulders, arms, and core. So, what is the best total body exercises for a person? These are push-ups, burpees, and lunge. So, how many exercise power training? Ideally, you would train 4 to 8 different exercise per muscle groups. So lastly is the alternating between upper and lower body exercise or opposing exercise. So what is alternating between upper and lower body exercise or opposing exercise? So it can allow some muscle to rest while the opposite muscle group are trained. So this sequencing strategy is beneficial for maintaining high training intensities and targeting rather repetition numbers. So what are the alternate exercises that train opposing muscles? So those are squats and deadlift or lunge and steps ups. So what are the example of opposing muscle and muscle groups? So for example, when a person perform a bicep curls, the elbow flexes, the bicep shortens. The opposing muscle groups in the case is the triceps. which lengthen in order to allow these movements at the elbow. So that's all. I hope you learned something from my discussion.
Topic is all about priority system, a system that serves different user processes in a particular order based on their priority level, where high priority means more chances and privilege. So a specific exercise with a specific muscle that you want to improve. Exercise that recruit the maximum amount of muscle fiber. You should generally perform exercise that work all three heads rather than just one or two, an excellent resource on what exercise work, which muscle group is target. So you should only perform exercise na mag-work. Technical complexity. These exercises require a great deal of concentration and coordination, and therefore they should be performed when the trainee's energy levels are highest and the nervous system is in a wakeful state. So, ang technical complexity is need lang mag-perform is yung mga strong man only, like so, yung mga naglalaro ng mga Olympics, yung mga athlete na talaga. Muscle fiber type. For optional recruitment of the past twitch fiber from an exercise, one must train them with the central nervous system as fresh hands at the beginning of the training unit. So, you need to perform a slow speed exercise before a fast speed exercise. Next is training goal. The order of the exercise will change as the goal of the individual change. A chain is only as strong as its fitness, and exercise order should be arranged to reflect this goal. So a short-term training goal to improve practicing their sport is enough to maintain.
Supersetting system. A superset is a form of strength training in which you move quickly from one exercise to a different exercise without taking a break for rest between the two exercises. When people refer to a superset, they mean a set where two exercises are performed back-to-back before a rest period is taken. When doing a superset, you will do twice as much work with two exercises, but you will save time since you're only taking one rest period, if at all. So there are two main ways in which supersets can be performed, which include opposing muscle group supersets and same muscle group supersets. These two ways are quite different, and thus the results vary greatly. So these are the types of supersetting system. Opposing muscle group. One common form of superset workout includes working two different areas of the body. For example, a common superset includes performing one upper body exercise such as the bench press, and then immediately moving to a lower body exercise such as the leg press. This method planned supersets is to alternate with opposing muscles group. You can combine the bench, which works the chest, with the seated row, which engage the back.
Same muscle group. The second way to perform a superset workout is to choose two different exercises that work out the same muscle group and then execute them back to back without a rest. Performing quadriceps extensions immediately after squats is an example of these types of superset. This type of superset works one particular area especially hard. It is a great way to focus on a particular area of the body. If you want to start incorporating supersets into your workout routine, starting slowly is the key to avoiding injury or overworking your muscles, which will set back your entire workout routine. Start by working different muscle groups. For example, an upper body set, followed immediately by a lower body set. You could also try working back muscles and chest muscle alternatingly. This will help ensure you don't overwork one muscle group.